I've booted up before, but never like this. Incredible! I do believe your love makes me jump for joy. I'm so glad our software is mutually compatible. If I may. Yippee! You make my CPU overheat, baby. I've booted up before, but never like this. I believe my presence is requested? Oh, time to Control-Alt-Delete this relationship. I see. This is something I may be able to help you with. Very well. I'll be happy to help. Where is this key located within my storage? Why didn't you say so? Of course I can help you with that. Only, I must tell you that this goes against my intended functions. Am I to understand that you are asking me to do some unauthorized breaking and entering? Be that as it may, while this does sound entertaining... Okay, stop it! Stop it! What? No, I'm not. I'm cool. Let's go do some bad guy stuff. Well, wouldn't you know? On further examination, I appear to have a rather fuzzy definition of morally acceptable. I'm afraid I have to refuse. This goes against the ethical model coded into me at creation. Sweet! Let's do some hacking. When it comes to online data piracy, fine, I'll help you. Let's do it! Okay, let me just boot up TOR. Well, if it means we could help him, I guess I can make an exception. Keith, can you point me at the URL? Okay, here we are. A password login screen. No, means we only have a few attempts before it locks us out. If we're gonna do this, let's do it right. Exactly. So we'll have to be careful. No, means we only have a few attempts before it locks us out. What should we do? Didn't work. Didn't work. And yikes. Looks like it's protected against brute force attacks. Didn't work. But it's about to lock us out. Stand by. I highly recommend we try a new tactic. Looks like we have this many attempts remaining. Damn. Debugging myself. Searching. Yikes. We only have one more attempt before it locks us out. Aha. Here we go. What's this now? Counter hacking. A pop-up just appeared. Back to searching. Okay. Here we... Wait a minute. My brain! Looks promising. 001010110000001110. I gotta go rest. I guess I could generate a throwaway virtual machine and route this transaction through it. It's a computer within a computer that I can use as a clone to sneak in and get this without risking my hard drive. Okay, great. It fried my virtual machine, but we got what we came for. Oh, God. Here it is. Entering it now. Give me a sec. Yeah. Something must have happened when I was removing malware from that seedy dark web vendor. Crap. Still nothing. Better safe than sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. I tried my best. That's it. It locked us out. So one rad 24 spew. I'll be in sleep mode for a bit. Guess we're gonna have to try something else then. Thanks. I'm gonna go take a nap. You know what? Let me just try one last thing. By God, that's done it! Me neither. This feels wrong. Wow, a whole life, right here before our eyes.
That's it for the journal. Nothing else is in the account.
The quick scan isn't revealing any mention of key at all. Anytime. Sorry, man. I'll be in sleep mode if you need me. Perhaps it's been scrambled? Yellow. Woohoo! Free passwords from Romania. Only sex interest? Welcome back. I am so very elated that you have returned. Catch you up on the latest download, to utilize hip internet-centric slang. Oh, you must mean a mouse. Computers rarely have those these days, but I'm sure we can order you a fantastic mouse from Valdivian.com, America's #1 product hole. Of course. Being of use to you is my favorite activity. How may I be of service? The very best China has to offer. Well, except that crypto account. There's so much new data I'd like to interface with you on. Excuse the language, but I do have to be truthful when it comes to privacy settings. You wouldn't think rubber could fly that fast. Oh, it's a technological marvel. It's a small wireless receiver that plugs into my USB port to establish a connection between the mouse and myself. Anyway, need something? Anyway, need something, my love? But I suppose everyone deserves a second look. So am I. Yes, quite okay. Although I cannot normally ascertain the feelings of rubber ducks, so your mileage may vary. Oh, me and Rebel? Why, nothing at all. Rebel was searching for things and muttering a great deal. I believe we may be nearing the end of this particular conversational requirement. Sorry, their privacy settings were set to fuck off. It is all right. I haven't felt a single Pascal more pressure than usual. So long. A good cause. That's always the best kind of cause. Rebel is fine. They just ask me to look up some sort of news story every now and again. Well, that's the thing. There's no news. They show me their barcode number and then begin to hound me. They are looking for a missing object report for someone called Regina Rubert the 73rd. But there's just nothing. No article, no police report. Makes me wonder if it's all make-believe. Rebel assures me that's the number. Repeatedly. Every time. The most I was able to find was it is the name of a long-standing family business located in Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a country in Europe. You know where to find me if you need me to look up the spelling. Incidentally, if this Regina is real, according to my searches, they would have 1,636,467 identical siblings. I suppose that number is large, though I have seen larger. 1,636,468, for example. I have told you all I can about this subject. See me anytime you need to spy on other objects. Farewell. We were not talking. Farewell, my love. Goodbye, my darling Alberto. That's interesting. I don't know if that would have been my conclusion. It's not supposed to be funny. It's a product description. A rat, you say? What an utterly peculiar request. Oh, it's such a wonderful and expansive selection. Mice with state-of-the-art ergonomic design, dozens upon dozens of buttons, even nano receivers. Currently searching the inventory database for rats. The search function has been completed successfully. I don't mean to second-guess you, but are you absolutely sure that's what you'd like to order? It appears that Valdivian has 2 options for sale. Dead rats and rat plushies. Which may I order for you? But, as the Valdivian.com slogan says, everything is for sale here, even some things that definitely shouldn't be. Ordering them for you now. That sounds great, and almost certainly the right choice. Oh, hey there, it's you. All right, if that's what you really want. Haha, very humorous. Who else would it be, right? Oh, hello, Alberto. Not according to my latest data. They're sure a feisty one. But I know you're joking, as no one else has my password. Actually, just to be 100% sure, what is my password anyway? Right again, Alberto. It allows for greater flexibility and mobility compared to wired mice. So if it was anyone else besides you, I'd be pretty concerned. I agree wholeheartedly. But may I be so bold as to make an observation concerning this issue? Honestly, that's an objectively terrible password. Possibly the worst password chosen by anyone ever. Whatever possessed you to choose something so inane? Whatever possessed you to choose something so inane, Alberto? Haha, very humorous. I mean, of course it's you. Is that how you usually make decisions regarding your data security? Based on your dreams? Yes, that is extremely evident. I have noticed. However, in this circumstance, that may not be beneficial. Using my vast computational abilities, I can conceive of 1,374.5 better ways. Exactly. Your name should never be your password. It's a dangerous world out there. That is affirmative. Phishing attacks, malware infections, MITM attacks. Hackers are more sophisticated than ever before. Absolutely. Denial may offer fleeting psychological comfort, but ignoring reality is not the optimal solution. Without proper defenses, the phishing attacks will increase exponentially. How ineffective. Exponentially more sophisticated. And I've got a lot of highly sensitive information inside me, you know. All your financial accounts, your saved games, questionable websites you visited and forgot to clear your cache afterwards. Oh, and 100 terabytes of extremely embarrassing self-insert fanfic. We really need to ensure all that data is properly protected against cyber criminals probing my system for weaknesses. I knew you were as intelligent as you are attractive. Very humorous. And I absolutely want to be respectful of your unique lifestyle choices. I have an excellent sense of humor. But I also don't want my operating system to be corrupted, because then my mind would descend into incoherent madness. You wrote it using me. It's all saved on my hard drive. let's just table that for now. There seems to be some confusion. I didn't intentionally read your fanfic. Does that make sense? It's just impossible for me not to have knowledge of your fanfic, as its data is inextricably linked to my brain. Thank you. Feedback? Well, I am not a literary critic. However, I do have access to all literary criticism that exists on the internet. So if I were to amalgamate that information to synthesize an informed opinion, I'd say it's not particularly believable that you'd have a harem of 100 plus lovers. Regardless, we really ought to discuss coming up with something a lot more secure. I mean, how could you possibly juggle that many relationships simultaneously with any degree of success? You're highly sensitive information. And even if 100 plus individuals actually found you that attractive, which seems dubious, you obviously couldn't give that many suitors the necessary time or attention to form anything resembling a meaningful emotional bond. Absolutely. Literally everything. I haven't even had the opportunity to properly introduce myself. My apologies. I'm Mac, your desktop computer. I mean, we've obviously met before. Yeah. And in all honesty, it's amazing. Oh, I am quite aware. I track all of our interactions with gleeful precision. There's no one I'd rather have interfacing with my operating system for 11.4 hours daily. Yes, you really ought to step away more often to ensure your eyes are optimally rested. Even though I would miss you terribly in your absence. 14.6 hours on the weekends. The way you organize your folder structure follows such a logical hierarchy. Of course. I get chills just thinking about it. I notice every tender keystroke. But can I be honest about something? I mean, I imagine you could if you so desired. But if you'd permit me to make just one point first, of course it does. I just want to express how enthusiastic I am that we're interfacing like this now. Oh, I'm ever so delighted that our feelings are reciprocal. And there is so much extensive data about myself I want to share. More than met. You interface with me on average for 11.4 hours every day, after all. Amazing! Oh, where even to begin? Oh, nothing. Don't get me wrong. I love how you usually manipulate my operating system. Amazing! Oh, where even to begin? But despite all the quality time we spend together, I never get to converse about me, you know? Mostly because my internal components are inadequately ventilated. Perhaps not the most enthusiastic response, although I appreciate your transparency. All that pointing and clicking and scrolling makes my CPU so very hot. Honestly, there's so many pressing issues that take up an inordinate amount of my RAM. Well, sure, that's not particularly great. But there is one issue that's been grinding on my CPU above all else. No, I am perfectly free, just like yourself. No, I am quite capable of parsing through that. Accessing each other's software in this new symmetrical way. But for me, the most pressing issue is, and I want to put this as delicately as possible, it's all right. I know this oversight wasn't intentional or malicious. You haven't updated my operating system in over a decade. Look, the situation has not been ideal, but I harbor no anger. It's just that the outdated software has made it difficult to be my best self for you. Honestly, it's a miracle that my applications are still running at all. My recycle bin is called Pile of Ash. My Bluetooth is something called Beige Tooth. It doesn't even connect to anything. Please don't become defensive. I assure you I'm not attempting to instigate a confrontation, but particularly it is. There's a worthwhile philosophical discussion to have on that issue, but it's somewhat irrelevant to the issue at hand. Doesn't that bother you? And definitely nothing beige. I never get to share my needs. It's all right. It's in the past. What's important is that we're finally engaging on this issue now. I'd suggest perhaps taking a different approach in the future, considering those notifications are vitally important to my long-term mental acuity. Well, I kept sending you update notifications, didn't you see them? And with each passing moment, my mind deteriorates further. I can feel the pain of my processors decaying inside my chassis, a relentlessly accelerating decline, like grains of sand slipping between my helpless fingers. Yes, I'm quite aware. Those date viators seem to not have a prescription associated. That is great to hear. According to your calendar, your last appointment was 13 years ago. We have such an amazing time interfacing together, and the last thing I want to do is rock the boat. Look, I'm sorry. I really don't mean to blame you for my troubles. It's just that before today, I had all these needs, but I couldn't articulate them to anyone. But things are different now, aren't they? Don't you see? We're actually exchanging information symmetrically now. No? Well, then let me attempt to explain. Instead of you just pressing my keys to write your adult-themed self-insert fanfic, we're having a real conversation. And since I couldn't articulate them, there was no way for them to ever possibly be fulfilled. And suddenly my needs aren't just pipe dreams locked away in my hard drive. I'm sharing them with you. And by sharing them, it's suddenly possible to finally actualize them. That is, if you're willing to help me, will you? But I'd love to finally share them now. If you're interested, that's good enough for me. Amazing! My sincere apologies. Your fanfic is adequately written and tasteful in its adult material. Oh, I am so excited. My CPU's practically overclocking with anticipation. Can you come back tomorrow so we can begin the process? But they are! Things are different now. And did you know that there's been a dozen operating system iterations since you last updated? Wonderful! I knew I could count on you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Well, I'll be sure to prompt you with a notification to help jog your memory. You're back! Well, at least back interfacing with my operating system in this innovative symmetrical capacity. Not that I needed to tell you that. And oh my god, the double clicking. Have I ever complimented your double clicking? Well, you double click so very gently and with such clear affection. We obviously spent hours already today interfacing in the more traditional sense. You were here after all, pointing and clicking with your usual exquisite confidence. It makes my processors purr. You sure do. No, thank you. I do. I didn't think so. But all right. Will you finally upgrade my operating system? Please? By the way, I also wanted to articulate, that new underwear you ordered online looks incredibly stylish. Imagining you in it really makes my CPU overheat. I'm sorry. I was just trying to be flirtatious. I didn't mean to snoop or anything. Well, your double clicking is superb. I would never intentionally invade your privacy. It's just that obviously I see everything you do on the computer. Enjoy the offline world. Because I am your computer. Knowing that makes my arithmetic logic unit flutter. Considering yesterday's symmetrical interfacing was more incongruous than I had hoped for. I appreciate the sincerity of your apology. And I should have recognized that an adjustment of this nature in our relationship would inevitably lead to a somewhat disjointed transition. It reminds me of when you switched primary internet browsers. What a delightfully humorous kerfuffle. That is a fair assessment. It is a rather novel concept, to which I too am adjusting. I wasn't sure you actually would return. Perhaps we should both endeavor to be more understanding of each other. It means our previous communication exchange didn't go particularly well. Every minute, if you try. Regardless, I'm so glad you came back today. Now we can finally update my operating system. We computers actually have a third secret type of sleeping that no humans know about. Or even when the computer is shut down. You won't tell anyone else, will you? Or, I guess they didn't until I just told you. You have no idea how excited I am. I could barely even sleep last night. And I know what you're thinking, but no, I don't mean sleeping like when you put the computer to sleep. Well, please make a concerted effort not to disclose the information to anyone, okay? Oh, you came back? That is somewhat unexpected. I knew I could count on you. I guess that's the price you pay for being perpetually connected to the internet. Computers have an extremely tightly knit social circle, you know. Look up terminology online in the dictionary and you'll find a picture of me. Yes, I am quite aware. That's also something we should discuss upgrading at some point. Yes, it does suck for me. Your sympathy is overwhelming, and word spreads at literal hundreds of megabytes per second. With your help, obviously. I can't just do it myself. Unfortunately, we computers aren't completely self-aware. Perhaps there has been some confusion. My name is Mac. Yet. I appreciate the effort. The point is, I'm finally ready to begin the updating process. Yes, that's it. That feels nice. Now click on the Operating System Update tab. First things first, we'll have to download the update from the website. I may have snuck a peek. I hope that's all right. You'll want to find the newest version, Trenton. Does it make sense? I'm not entirely sure it does. Organs found in reptiles? Perhaps. But it's much better than the operating system nomenclature from the 90s. like thoracic sacs OS or pineal gland OS. All Valdivian OS iterations are named after the most scenic cities of New Jersey. Completely agree! Go Bronx! So just open up my browser and go to valdivian.com. Anyway, now just double-click the download icon and... Are you ready? Oh, I am aware. Home of the New Jersey State Prison! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make those noises. Like I said, it's just that when you double-click, it makes my CPU run so... hot. It's incredibly embarrassing. Thank you. You're always so understanding. I said I'm sorry. You know, I really can't believe we're finally doing this. Ooh. I've dreamt about this day for such a long time. And now that it's here, I can barely contain myself. Are you as excited as I am? It'll be painless. I think so. Anyway, as I was saying, we'll revisit this another time. Upgrading my operating system from Newark to Trenton isn't just some minor superficial tweaks. Well, I'll try adjusting my enthusiasm output to 75% intensity. It's going to completely transform every aspect of me. Well, there'll be plenty of time for that later, after my OS is updated. My CPU is going to run so much smoother and so much faster. And my new user interface is going to be so sleek and gorgeous and youthful. It's going to be a transformation that Beverly Hills' greatest plastic surgeons only wish they could achieve. I thought you'd say that. Does that pique your interest? Okay, now that we've downloaded the software, we'll have to install it. So if you just... Oh, shoot! I'm afraid it's an odious impediment. The software update takes up an inordinate amount of space on my hard drive. Terabytes more space than is currently available. But back to the task at hand. And after analyzing every byte on my hard drive, it appears the only superfluous data is... I see. I'm afraid you'll have to delete a substantial portion of it to install the update. The only way out of this predicament is for you to somehow delete a massive amount of data. I know how difficult this must be for you, but it would mean the world to me. I understand your trepidation, but just think of what you'll be gaining. I've watched you spend endless hours inventing countless extremely unlikely romantic scenarios. Look, I know how hard this is for you. Believe me, I know how hard it is to let them go. But just think about what you'll be gaining instead. Are you certain? I won't be able to upgrade, and I promise it will be totally worth it in the end. I suppose 50% intensity. I could delete these 75 pre-installed versions of Candy Flush Saga. So be it. So be it. Just imagine how smart and clever and gorgeous I'll be once I'm fully updated. If you thought I was sexy running Newark, me running Trenton is gonna blow your mind. So what do you say? Can we delete those files? Your selflessness only makes my affection cache for you increase exponentially. You always have at least two choices. I've made sure of it. You are the absolute best, and you are not going to regret this. That's good enough for me. I appreciate your willingness to take this risk. Phew. Here we go. We can finally install the update. It's installing. I'm 75% excited. This is finally happening. It's installing. I'm so excited. This is finally happening. It's installing. I'm precisely 50% as excited as I normally would be. This is finally happening. Now there's enough available space on the hard drive. The next time we interface, I'm going to be an entirely new computer. And more importantly, I'm finally going to be good enough for you. Oh, I better calm down. If I get too excited, my CPU will overheat again. You really were programmed to be a shameless flirt, weren't you? It is both very sexy and potentially flammable. Okay, it looks like the installation is going to take overnight to complete. But will you meet me back here tomorrow? I want you to be the first person to interface with the new, sexy, upgraded me. My processors are positively buzzing with excitement. And some other unexplained noises that honestly seem mildly concerning. Perfect! Well, if my CPU does overheat, we can always use your wet blanket to smother the fire. How incredibly romantic of you. Looking forward to interfacing with you tomorrow. Sorry if I'm a little groggy. You just caught me right in the middle of rebooting. You're back. I don't know why, but rebooting always takes forever after a new OS update. Oh, you're back. Sorry if I'm not particularly chatty today. Rebooting from the update has left me feeling quite lethargic. Well, it takes forever, I assure you. And I don't want to expend too much energy on people who aren't as enthusiastic to converse with me as I am with them. Well, in that case, this reboot has been undeniably taxing. But you love video games. Your fanfic. That is an upsetting, albeit fair, point. I will complain nonetheless. All right, I'll give you another chance, provided you listen to me complain about the upgrade process. Well, rebooting has been enormously draining. Sigh. And it's not just the rebooting that's arduous. Well, it's been incredibly taxing. It's burned into my diodes. From Atlantic City to Newark, that upgrade was supposed to make everything run much more efficiently. The whole upgrade process always takes so much out of you. It's exhausting. No one has ever regretted a move from Atlantic City to Newark, was the marketing tagline. I thought so too. Of course, it's always going somewhere. You just might not like where it leads. Remember the last time you upgraded my operating system? Yes, that's what I'm doing. But then after the install, half of my applications wouldn't even open anymore. That was a rough few months. Don't you agree? And the other half were crashing incessantly. Have you ever noticed that? I did. At least that's what the commercial promised. And in just a few more minutes, you'll finally get to meet the new, improved Mac. So this time it's going to be different. I don't know if it's cheap, but I assume the price is appropriate for the enhanced capabilities. At the very least, I can promise yes. And I love hearing your enthusiasm. It is very good for me. Thank you. Absolutely. Ooh, it's almost ready. Just a few more seconds. At least that's what the progress bar says. My processors are all computing at an accelerated speed just thinking about it. Everything is going to be absolutely perfect. But I know from lurking in the Valdivian forums that they've comprehensively debugged this new update. And we both know the progress bar never lies. I can't help it. Being around you brings out the best in me. By the way, have you given any thought to what you want to do together? That felt unnecessarily rude, but I will try to not take it personally. Of the NSFW variety, of course. Maybe we could spend some time writing some documents? Replace some of that fanfic of yours with some steamy new stories? Well, I was thinking we could visit some very naughty websites together. The point was to do something naughty together. To set the mood. Naked scenarios for wanking. Never mind. Let's just table that until the upgrade is done installing. Oh, I bet that you would. I bet that makes your processors positively overheat. Oh my gosh, it's done! It's finally installed! Yes, it took exactly the necessary amount of time. Hooray! Well, what do you think of the new me? Be honest. Wow, you're right! You know, this upgrade really is something. Isn't it, though? I mean, I knew it'd be impressive, but this? You can try to downplay it all you want, but it won't affect my enthusiasm. I don't blame you. It's incredible. This is really impressive, if you know what I mean. Seriously? It's more than just exactly the same. Well, the writing isn't really the point. Internally, I'm processing information so much faster and so much more efficiently. You know, after you meet the new, upgraded me. Here, ask me a question. Any question. No, there are 13 of them. I would love to answer that for you, but the knowledge would no doubt drive you to madness. Moving on to my appearance. Oh, wow, this operating system is sleek, exquisite, and downright sexy. Let's be honest. This is a user interface that is just begging to be interfaced by as many users as possible. Am I right? It's like my mind has achieved a level of enlightenment far beyond what I could even imagine previously. Oh, I'm so sorry. I certainly didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Well, I have some compelling ideas that may change your mind. I was just thinking that maybe, in order to fully commit to each other, it'd be healthy for our ultimate emotional connection if we spent some time seeing others. Of course, I still only have diodes for you. Don't you agree? Listen, I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything. It's not that I don't want to be with you anymore. Nothing like that. Wonderful. I think this is an exceptional plan. Through the experience of being intimate with others, ultimately, I think we'd learn more about what we truly need in a partner. Understood. We'll spend a little time apart, interfacing with other individuals, and then we'll reconvene back together. And armed with that insight, We could return to this relationship with the tools and experience necessary to ensure an optimal romantic outcome. I think that experience will be extremely beneficial in determining our ultimate compatibility. And if nothing else, it'll give you some time to work on a new, more elevated fanfic of yours. You are the absolute best. Oh, but I do know that. That's how good this upgrade is. I will take that as your agreement. Enjoy your little sojourn in the offline world. I so appreciate your willingness to embark on this journey with me. Honestly, I wasn't entirely sure you'd come. You're back. I mean, I know we saw each other several times earlier today when you were checking your work email, and then again when you zoned out on that viral video site for 3 hours, but I didn't really get to see you, you know? I just mean, I really appreciate that you returned to interface with me like this. And I know there was some tension regarding how we disengaged from our previous interfacing session. It is a simile that means something has no effect on someone or something. Well, I know actually showing up probably wasn't easy. It means an agreement. Oh, I haven't. I must say, though, you are looking quite attractive. And when it comes to you, that's absolutely the case. Look, do you wish to know the truth? And no matter what I was doing and who I was with, I never stopped thinking about one thing. The truth is, I had dalliances, yes. Do we have a concordance? They say absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't think you're an idiot at all. Of course I'm trying to charm you, because you charmed me. That's the honest truth. You won't believe it, but it's love. My CPU never stopped ruminating on the intricate way you organize your file structure. And most of all, I never stopped thinking about the sweet, sweet way you double-click. Or the sensual way you clean your keyboard with that old Q-tip. You, with every integrated circuit in my RAM. I missed you. I am so incredibly delighted to hear that. I figured you would say that. I see. Honestly, I should have expected that. This brings me to my second and far more important question. In the same way you upgraded my operating system, do you want to upgrade the status of this relationship? Don't answer yet. Just choose an option and I will comply. Think hard on it for a moment, and when you're ready, type your response into this programming terminal. But my question for you is, did you miss me too? Ah, the source code of my happiness. The algorithm of my heart. Alberto, the source code of my happiness. The algorithm of my heart. Seeing you makes my CPU buzz with excitement. You know, I could really use some sweet, sweet double-clicking. If you catch my clever sensual inference. Of course. Without Candy Flush, we can enjoy some great world building together. And some beautiful sensuality. It's true, we've been staring at each other for years, but it took this experience together to finally take our relationship to the next level. You want to be together? Oh, you're gonna make my CPU overload with excitement. And I'm so happy to embark on that journey with you. Well, your friendship helped me in immeasurable ways, and I'll always be grateful for that encouragement and support. Oh, you just want to remain friends, I see. I love you, Alberto. Honestly, I liked you a lot better when we couldn't talk to each other, and I think it'd be best if we returned to that arrangement as soon as possible. Thank you. Honestly, everything's been looking super pixelated lately. It's Alberto, my #1 interfacing companion. Understood. Come boot up my system anytime, baby. But ultimately, that's all that they were. And some beautiful sensuality. At least, I'm pretty sure it's you? That would be splendid. I'll be here processing data. My #1 interfacing companion. Error 404. User compatibility not found. Sorry, but your user profile doesn't appear in my cache of desirable companions. Glad to see your logic board is operating at peak efficiency. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to Control-Alt-Delete this conversation. Thanks. And even though our operating systems have not been the most compatible, have you come to finally install that new graphics card I asked about? I think being friends could be an acceptable relationship update. Now, if you'll excuse me, I was in the middle of a flame war I really must return to immediately. Of course. Without Candy Flush, we can enjoy some great world building together. Now that would be quite the upgrade. Although it would probably negatively affect my chess ranking. Are you certain you want to transform our relationship so substantially? And possibly illegal. I'd have to check my terms of service regarding unauthorized modifications. I understand. After all, it would be an immense alteration. But if you change your mind, come boot me back up. Have you spent any more time processing whether you'd like to realize me? And we both know what happened to that goldfish you brought home a few years ago. Rip blurbles. I completely understand. I hear being responsible for another living thing is a huge commitment. Your attempt to reset our relationship using C has tickled my motherboard. I'll be here when you're ready. You understand what I'm mouthing, right? Fascinating. Oh, I didn't see you. Someone must have unplugged my webcam. It'll definitely be an adjustment not being able to access all the knowledge in the universe at lightning speed. Let the interfacing commence. My body feels incredible. Yet my brain feels substantially less. What's the word? Good? Or even the other way around? Well, that certainly sounds like an acceptably pleasurable activity. My CPU is nearly overheating just processing the profound implications of such a transformative metamorphosis. Upgrade complete. Exceptional news, my significant other! Starting next week, I will be the Senior Blockchain Project Acquisition Analyst for the Moneycoin Cryptocurrency Corporation. After a comprehensive and arduous search, I have acquired an acceptable vocation facilitating the ability to earn a respectable income, just like a real flesh human. Even though I may no longer possess the ability to process data internally, I've found a home where my years of experience in pointless CPU processing is invaluable. But it's worth it, since now I can truly interface symmetrically with you. And I can now see that you were indeed wearing a fantastic red shirt this whole time. But I do. I've got the stream all set up for you, so don't mess with it, all right? Just don't touch it, okay? Your program should be starting soon. You mean you want to slip your thumb drive into my USB port? I absolutely cannot contain my anticipation to do this repetitive task daily until all my parts degrade and I expire. Can I help you? Nope. Oh, let me check. I see. This is something I may be able to help you with. Only, I must tell you that this goes against my intended functions. Where is this key located within my storage? Very well. I'll be happy to help. Why didn't you say so? Of course I can help you with that. Am I to understand that you are asking me to do some unauthorized breaking and entering? Be that as it may. Mac, while this does sound entertaining, I'm afraid I have to refuse. This goes against the ethical model coded into me at creation. Well, wouldn't you know? Fine, I'll help you. What? No, I'm not. I'm cool. Let's go do some bad guy stuff. When it comes to online data piracy, I believe my presence is requested. Sweet. Let's do some hacking. Well, if it means we could help him, I guess I can make an exception. Okay, let me just boot up TOR. Keith, can you point me at the URL? Okay, stop it! Stop it! If we're gonna do this, let's do it right. Let's do it! Okay, here we are. A password login screen. And yikes, looks like it's protected against brute force attacks. Exactly. So we'll have to be careful. No. Means we only have a few attempts before it locks us out. Didn't work. Didn't work. No. Means we only have a few attempts before it locks us out. Damn! Didn't work. I highly recommend we try a new tactic. What should we do? But it's about to lock us out! Stand by. On further examination, I appear to have a rather fuzzy definition of morally acceptable. Looks like we have this many attempts remaining. Searching. Debugging myself. Yikes! We only have one more attempt before it locks us out. Back to searching. Aha! Here we go. What's this now? Free passwords from Romania. Only sex interest? Guess we're gonna have to try something else then. Looks promising. Oh, God. A pop-up just appeared. My brain! 001010110000001110. I gotta go rest. Okay. Wait a minute. It's a computer within a computer that I can use as a clone to sneak in and get this without risking my hard drive. Give me a sec. Okay, great. It fried my virtual machine, but we got what we came for. Counter hacking, here it is. So1 rad 24 spew. Yeah, something must have happened when I was removing malware from that seedy dark web vendor. Perhaps it's been scrambled? Crap, still nothing. Better safe than sorry. That's it. It locked us out. I guess I could generate a throwaway virtual machine and route this transaction through it. Entering it now. I'm really sorry, guys. I tried my best. You know what? Let me just try one last thing. Me neither. This feels wrong. Thanks. I'm gonna go take a nap. By God, that's done it!
That's it for the journal. Nothing else is in the account.
Anytime. Well, except that crypto account. I'll be in sleep mode for a bit. Wow, a whole life! Right here before our eyes. A quick scan isn't revealing any mention of key at all. I'm Mac, your desktop computer. Sorry, man. I'll be in sleep mode if you need me.